Hey, it's the Redneck Preppy with you here on a cold and snowy day. So, kind of ironic that today I'm going to be discussing fishing. Specifically, subscription tackle box services. And are they actually worth subscribing to? I get a lot of emails and questions from people asking, are these things actually worth subscribing to? And my answer to them is always a very clear and definitive, I don't know, depends. Because it kind of does depend on what your motivation is going into joining one of these services. Now, I'm going to leave the obvious motive that you're looking to get more tackle, because obviously that's a given. You are subscribing to a tackle service, so it goes without saying. In my mind, there's always kind of two primary motivations as to why you subscribe to one of these services. And the first one is exposure to new lures and new techniques. Now, every one of the subscription tackle box services prominently tell you that one of the key pluses that they offer is that you're going to be exposed to new lures and new techniques. In my experience over the last 5 or 6 years of membership with various tackle box services, and just to give you my bona fides, I've been a member of Lucky Tackle Box, Mystery Tackle Box, Simple Fishing, and I think there was 1 or 2 in there somewhere. I'm going to be honest with you, I find that very rarely am I exposed to something that I haven't seen before when it comes to lures. Sometimes, after I cast, you'll see, one of the latest, hot topic lures that are in a box. But generally speaking, you can get those at your tackle store, so it's not really a thing. And very rarely are you going to be exposed to, tackle from other parts of the world that don't include Japan, because everybody goes to Japan to get the latest stuff. I'm talking about stuff from Europe. There's a lot of angling going on in Europe, obviously, and it's very rare that you'll get stuff from, let's say, Europe or from Africa, other parts of Asia that don't include Japan. Sometimes you'll find regional players that maybe you haven't heard of, some small tackle company making plastics or hard lures in Topeka, Kansas or something. But generally speaking, you're not going to get anything that's you haven't seen before in these boxes. And that really kind of goes for techniques as well. I find that if you're on the bass fishing forums or whatever fish that you happen to specialize in, you're going to find out about the techniques that anglers use long before you'll see them in a fishing tackle box subscription. Spy baiting is a good example. I had lures in my hand that I got from some guy who happened to be a pro staff member long before I ever saw a spy bait lure in a tackle box. Nico rigging, which also is kind of popped up again within the last couple of years. Again, I saw these lure that technique in the forums, even on the websites, like the Facebook pages of, a lot of the anglers and tour trails that they fish in. So, again, you're not going to find something brand new that you haven't heard of before, that you couldn't have heard from somewhere else in these tackle boxes. I find that oftentimes I'm ahead of the game just because I'm on bass fishing forums and I see this stuff well before anybody, in a subscription tackle box addresses it. I don't expect these fishing tackle box companies to have, our man in Japan or the Ukraine or wherever it may be, talking to the local anglers, trying to find out their new and secret techniques. But at the same time, if they were to do the same research that the average angler is capable of doing, I think they could probably address the unique lures, unique techniques thing a lot sooner than they generally do. The next motivation that you may have is what I call the value proposition. So when you visit the websites and read the promo materials, a lot of these fishing tackle subscription services, you'll see that they promote value. You're paying $25, $35, $50, $80, whatever it may be per box, but you're guaranteed to get at least 10, 15, 20% more value in lures. Again, that can be hit or miss. Most of these companies use MSRP to determine the value of their boxes. Very rarely have I seen any subscription service use more realistic pricing. Stuff, you can find this stuff on eBay or Amazon or Bass Pro, Tackle Warehouse, wherever it may be. You can often find this stuff cheaper, but they're using the MSRP, which nothing wrong with that. That's what generally the company says that they should be selling for, and I think what a lot of people end up selling them for and paying for it. But at the same time, doing some research, you can actually find a lot of this stuff cheaper. I've seen occasional tackle boxes that cost $45 and they're promising over $100 worth of value. You get in there and you realize a lot of this stuff you actually could have probably found cheaper. You're still getting a deal, but it's nowhere near as good as what the subscription services are telling you that it is. Another issue is, what is it exactly that you expect to find in the box when it comes to determining value? A lot of guys, they only want hard lures in their boxes. They don't want any plastics. I'm not religious on that issue. I actually like getting plastics because plastics are consumable. I'm going to need more. And judging by the multiple totes of plastics that I have behind me, new in bag, I have a fairly good library of plastics, and I don't mind having those plastics because I know I'm going to go through them over the next couple of years. A lot of people don't like that, though. They want the hard lures because for them, the value is in hard lures. Fair enough. I don't, as I said, agree with that. But if that is another variable for you, then you might not find the value in one of these services that you would have expected based on at least the promotional material. So then, who are these boxes actually for? I find the people that get the most out of them tend to be newer anglers, people who maybe haven't been exposed to all the techniques and the lures that those of us who maybe have been fishing most of our lives, they've never seen some of this stuff. They may not know what a lipless crankbait is or how to use it. They may not have, learned how to pitch and, pitching lures, soft plastics into heavy cover. They're going to get the equipment. They're going to get the terminal tackle and the plastics and the hooks for this. Whereas in the store, they might just look at the stuff and go, I don't know what it's for. Here, let me just go and get a Rapala and be done with it. So if you're newer, you're going to get both an introduction into newer stuff, newer techniques, as well as there may be a value there because you're going to be exposed to stuff that you haven't seen. So, my answer, are subscription tackle box services worth it? I don't know. I continue to subscribe to them because I'm a lure whore. I want more lures. I have boxes and boxes of lures that have never touched water yet. And hopefully one day they will. But like every addict, I need more lures. And it is what it is. So yeah, I guess they're worth it if you just want to accrue lures, which I think is the primary motivation for more people. I think if you're going into it expecting me showing new stuff or new techniques, or you're going to be saving a pile of cash, hit or miss on that one unless you're brand new. So have I answered the question? Not really. I guess I've been pretty equivocal, but that's just basically what I think about subscription tackle box services in general. They're not necessary, but they can be useful. Anyway, I hope you found the video at least marginally informative and interesting. If you have, please feel free to give it a like, give it a share, subscribe to the channel. You'll find well over 100 videos on different topics, including fishing. And if you'd like, leave a comment below telling me, hey, you're out to lunch on this, or A-okay. Also in the description, you'll find links to my Facebook and Twitter pages. At any rate, yeah, still snowing. So wherever you are, hope you can do some fishing. If not, I know I gotta wait just like you. Take care.